It's time to go to the lake
It is. Hang out with some water.
of the evil water god.
Well, that doesn't sound as fun.
Spooky. Or the little fish ladies. Whichever you want to hang out with.
Those fish ladies were pretty cool.
And then they just never showed up again.
Nope. They just cried a little bit. Helped us out. Then they were gone.
As you do. Al, welcome back to Inuyasha.
We're back to Inuyasha. We had a situation called the Olympics.
The Olympics happened and we're back.
Sooner than expected.
A little bit sooner than expected. They should have played the Inuyasha opening for the opening of the Olympics instead of video game music.
Oh my god. Not the crappy one though, right?
No, the crappy one.
No.
I like how they had to replace the person that they decided to make music for the Olympics very hastily because he was a terrible person, and then they're like, here's music from Dragon Quest, who also is from a person who's very terrible.
Yep.
It's like, oh boy.
Yep. Nailing it.
Oofa doofa. Anyways, hello, welcome back to Jared Now Watch Inuyasha. This is episode number 27. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Owl and Ladium.
Hello.
We are watching season 1, episode number 27, called The Lake of the Evil Water God. Very evil, very lake, very water.
Much spooky.
Much spooky. So yes, apparently the gang is out trying to look for Naraku's castle. They're just basically just hanging out. And Inuyasha's complaining that Songo needs to be healed. And then Shippo just shows up and is like, hey, I found a lake and there's a shrine in it. That's cool. Anyways.
Is this a castle?
Is this Naraku's castle? It wasn't.
No, it was not.
So they head over to there. They run into a not a funeral procession, a human sacrifice procession, excuse me.
Yep, a little bit different. I mean,
A little bit different.
it is kind of like a funeral, but
Live body instead of a dead one.
yeah, this little kid with a spooky mask looks out.
Mm-hmm. And they're sacrificing a human to appease the water god because it's mad. And Inuyasha just shows up and is like, hey, this seems real dumb. It's probably a demon you're dealing with. And the people are like, no, it is not. We have to appease the water god. And then Moroku's like, hey, I could just exercise the village. That'd be cool. And Leader's like, no, we must do the water god stuff.
I've got a weird mustache.
And they're like, well, we should probably stop that. And then like a weird child just pops up like, hey, you gonna stop that? Follow me.
Let's follow this weird, dirty child that just showed up under like a weird leaf.
He's like, he just dumps out a bunch of random stuff. He's like, take your pick. What do you want? What are you buying? What do you want? They're like, oh, cool. This is some neat stuff. He's like, all right, cool. You're hired. We're going to go mess up with this water god. They're like, okay, I guess. They also learned that he's supposed to be the actual sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the son of the leader of the village, and then the leader of the village is like, oh, we're gonna make a stand-in.
And it's
I don't want my kid getting sacrificed.
one of his closest friends. It's the stand-in, so he doesn't want to
And
be
he's like, I don't like this. So they basically sneak into the shrine on a boat.
I'm on a boat. Also, I think it's hysterical. At one point, they're just talking, and like somebody mentions, like, "Oh yeah, this stuff is probably stolen." And Moroku's like, shrug shoulders. Who cares?
It's like I don't care. I will still take it.
Moral compass? What's that?
Exactly. So they arrive at the shrine. There's like guards hanging out, and the kid's like, "Hey, hang on, there's guards." And Yasha's like, "Who cares? I'm going to go beat him up and open the door."
He just like foot yeets them off. It's like, nope, get out of here.
And then just busts down the door. Is like, all right, let's go. And everyone's just like, okay. They take down a bunch of guards and everything who just basically turn into be fishing crabs.
Crab.
And then the water god is in the main part of the temple. Is like, hey, you're not the village elder's son.
That kid is.
you're a fake. I'm gonna grab you and break your mask. And then everyone rolls up and is like, hey, I'm the real son. Don't hurt him. And the water god's like, oh yeah, you are. Cool. I mean, I want to go take you now. So Inuyasha tries to fight him with Tetsaiga and then just gets it de-transformed because of this fancy, super powerful trident, apparently.
Yep.
And then they all get pulled underwater and split up.
Yep.
Kagome's got all the kids. And then basically she runs face to face with the water god and shoots an arrow at it, and it like blows its hand off.
Yep. And he's like, oh, I got a little skeleton tentacle thingy going. Whoa.
Ski, whoa. And then they escape. Sagu and Moroku and Kirara are somewhere else, and Moroku's like, oh crap, she took in a lot of water. I should probably give her like mouth to mouth or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about to, and she wakes up and is just like, I know what you're doing.
Smacks the crap out of him. He's like, I had good intentions.
For once, he did.
He really did. For once.
For once. And then Inuyasha's just like unconscious over somewhere else, and some two lady fishes are like, hey, we brought him up because the water god's not the actual water god, it's a fake.
And they've got little tears.
Mm-hmm.
They're cute little fishy ladies.
They're like, go free the actual water god.
She's
and
over there
Roku's like,
somewhere.
all right, cool. So
Which,
they go and do that, and then Inuyasha has to go. It basically starts fighting again.
yeah, and Inuyasha's like, yo, priority number 1, save Kagome. Always. Priority number 1, what are you doing? Moroku's
Mhm.
like, all right, cool. You do priority number 1. I'm going to go do this. He didn't actually say that, but that's what happens.
Yes. Roku frees the actual water goddess, and because she just had like a sticker holding her back.
Yeah, it's basically just a seal that was put over a rock, and turns out this entire scene, oh my god, I do not remember this. I did not remember it, and I legitimately like gasped out loud at my TV when we were watching this. Oh man, Moroku.
So the water goddess shows up, and she's very small,
She's a
but
sprite.
Moroku's like, oh boy. Oh, easy boy, down boy.
He says something to the effect of like that she's smaller than anyone he's been with before, but he's willing to try anything or something like that. And I was like, whoa, yo,
Horny on main.
very horny on me. And I'm just like, bro, like think through the logistics for a second. Song was like, dude, really, dude, come on.
He's just like, eh. Inuyasha fights the fake water god who turns into a giant snake.
Stick.
And they fight it, cut it up a lot. Basically have to get the trident back to the actual water goddess, which the kid tries to do and then kind of fails, but is able to get it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
And yay.
Yay. They do like the goddess is able to like throw her hair berries into the water and split the water at one point, and then she's like, well, I could do other stuff, but I need my trident. So when she finally does get it, she's able to like fix
Reverse the
things.
storm effects, yeah. And then she goes big.
And both of us are like, oh man, I'm sure Moroku has a comment about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So they're able to save the kids, save the village, and everything's all hunky-dory. And then the gang leaves the village, and Baroku's like riding this cart, and he's like, everyone's like, how did you get all this stuff? And Baroku's like, well, I was gonna say, about how his son saved the village and everything, was very brave and everything, and then he just gave me all this stuff. And he was just like, so you blackmailed him? Oh yes. And I think Song goes like, does he just do this often? Kagome's like, yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah.
That's how our episode ends.
It's true.
We got some notes and differences. This is the first time Moroku acted lecherous to Sango.
Oh my god.
By this point, she was fully healed.
Ish.
This is the last time Moroku swindled a cartload of goods.
Oh wow.
I doubt it's the last time.
Yeah, I that seems early.
He would he would swindle a lot,
Yeah, I mean
regardless.
he's a lecherous monk.
Differences from the manga. Shippo returning from searching for Naraku's castle is anime exclusive. Kagome shows no concern about the mask the sacrifice wears in the anime. In the manga, the group are sitting by a campfire discussing the situation when Taromaru hires them, which is the little kid.
Yeah.
In the anime, he asks them to follow him immediately after the procession leaves. In the anime, Inuyasha gets into a quarrel with Sango before heading to save Tsukuichi. The anime omits the panels of Sango and Moroku warning Inuyasha about what may happen if they anger a real god. All jokes about Tsukuichi's face resembling the mask are omitted in the anime.
I mean, it kind of did.
In the manga, Kagome battles against the fake water god while in the small hut before Inuyasha comes to the rescue. In the anime, the fake water god simply wraps his body around the hut and destroys it immediately.
Yeah.
Many scenes of the fight with the fake water god are also cut in the anime.
Whoops.
So there you go.
We fought a water god.
Fought a water god. Saved the village. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Gonna sell it. Gonna go party.
Yay!
Everything's all hunky-dory.
Yay!
But it won't be next time for one person. Gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Next time, we will be discussing Season 2, Episode 1, which is actually Episode 28
Yep.
of Inuyasha. It's called Moroku Falls into a Dangerous Trap. Because he's a dummy.
Yes.
And horny.
Very.
So there you go. But if you would like more from us, because that's the end of this episode.
Yep.
Head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup, and you can buy our books, One Shining Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next time as we find out why Moroku is in such a dangerous trap.
Yes.